Um, Look, I don't know what I'm doing. Uh, on the scientific, sociological um, study, I have that figured out, but communicating, I don't. Okay, George Washington would have done the right thing. Okay, and there would have never been a war. There would have been He would have been working for the French, and they would have been safe. Okay, instead, very famous people are constantly dying mysteriously, and I panic. Okay, mass shootings, all these radical disasters, and I wake up last night at 2 o'clock. I left the wrong radio station on, and I'm unable to move my right leg because the pain in my knee is acute, and this happens every time I leave the wrong radio station on, or I don't turn the Bluetooth on, or there's some uh, criminalistic element in the room. Last night it was almost certainly the wrong radio station. Um, and I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm acting out of desperation. If I hear, uh, you know, if I hear voices, of course, right, on the radio or on the internet, and they're not real people. It's the virtual education is simply not the same as the actual one. Bobby Fischer's candy box education is uh, maybe parallel to the internet. It's teaching yourself how to do things, and in a perfect world, you would quickly move on. That was his entire education. It seems he didn't get, despite being globally famous for being a intelligent person playing chess. He doesn't get a scholarship, okay, because he's from an American healthcare family. He's got a single mother and a Jewish big sister, and for the Jewish guy, that just about anywhere, as far as I can tell, that's a curse. Um, it's it's more complex when you get into the Wild West. Um, okay, Friends, Lisa Kudrow, that case study, um, the left-handed headache, or indeed the the dead friends. This is the dead artists, the dead school children, synagogue victims. I am acting out of sheer desperation so that people will have an intervention. People say, oh, yeah, look, George Washington didn't have the same experience that Thomas Jefferson had because he didn't have Thomas Jefferson's Christian big sister. And therefore, George Washington is doing desperate things. Um, the mass shooting in Texas, Lubbock, Texas, the misogynistic one, the name George, like the life of Brian, um, or Britain, okay, as it's pronounced on the radio sometimes. Um, George in Texas, that's the governor's name. You can just imagine the radio broadcasters talking, and people on something to do with the subcontinent, certainly Lubbock, Texas. That is profoundly clear, and the panic that you would have heard in the voices of people describing a massacre, um, and with that name, okay, and not looking out for these guys because I would say, oh, this person is a very uh, unbalanced element. George Washington needs a sanctuary. And instead, the rebels are saying, no, we need to go to war. And that's just not the truth.